Hi guys, how's everybody doing? I'm going to do a forced carbonation cider today, and I have some stuff coming. I'm just going to do it with what I got now. I'm in the process of making a better carbonation system. I have a mini keg, and right now I'm just using the little CO2 cartridges, but I got some paintball canisters, CO2 canisters, and an adapter, so in a regulator, so I can put the regulator right on top of the paintball canister and use a hose to go to the mini keg, and that'll make it a lot cheaper to go from silver change to carbonate each tank to pennies to carbonate each tank. But for now, we're just going to use the little CO2 canisters, little CO2 bottles or cartridges. And this cider was made on 1/6/21, and it had a gravity of 1.108, which is, let me get out my cheat sheet, 1.105, 1.110 would be a 14.3% ABV. So we need to take a reading and see where we fermented down to. Let's see, it was made with treetop apple blend, which I found at Vaughn's, and I believe this was like a real cloudy looking juice. It wasn't real clear. It looked more like an apple cider you would buy from the store, or I might buy from an orchard, versus a real clear apple juice. And let's see, the yeast I used SO05, and I hydrated them at 100 degrees with Fermate O, and then I added a little bit of olive oil in there. And it's definitely fermented out. It is still off gassing just a little bit, but let's see. Let's take a little sip of it and see what we think the taste is. Oh, it tastes very yummy. Let's see what the gravity is, because if this is dry, that's amazing to me. It's got some very crisp apple flavor. I can taste it's like a crisp apple wine. This is very good. This is one of the better ciders I've made. But anyway, let's get out the hydrometer and stuff and see what the gravity is. Okay, we fermented down to 1.030 from 1.0108, 1.0110, so 14. Let's just make it 14 even. Whoops, sorry. I was busy reading, not watching where the cameras go. And then we went down to 1030, which is 3.9, or might as well call it 4%. So we have a 10% ABV cider. So a little stronger than most, but that explains why it's not real sweet. Let's see, the SO05, I believe, if I remember right, has an ABV tolerance of like 10. So that totally coincides with that, and I am just really happy with the way this cider tastes. So let me get out some more stuff, and we'll start the force carbing. Okay, this is what you need to do a force carbing on a very small scale. Force carbonation. You need a picnic, a hose that hooks onto your mini keg with a picnic tap on the end. You'll need a regulator to put your carbon dioxide in, obviously. And you would need, this is the hose or the straw, whatever you want to call it, off of a bottling wand. And that just so happens to fit right into the picnic tap. And you need a number 8 stopper with a 3/8 hole drilled in it. You can get all that stuff right on Amazon. And then you stick this down inside your bottle once you've carbonated it, and this helps keep it from going flat while you're actually filling the bottle. And we'll go through that whole process. And for now, all we're going to do is transfer from the fermenter into the keg. We're going to make sure everything's very sanitized, and we'll put the regulator on and start the carbonation. Now, I've tried this before, and I watched other videos, and they shook it up over a couple hours, or over like 12 hours, and every once in a while they would shake it to get the carbonation in it. And I did that, and I didn't have the greatest results. So I'm just going to let this sit for 48 hours and still give it a shake once in a while, and let all the carbonation work its way into it. Okay, everything's been sanitized. See if I can do this one-handed. And no, I am not talented enough. Let me set you down for just a second. Okay, now we're going into the keg, and I got a keg. There's several different kinds of mini kegs you can get, and I got one that had a separate inlet and outlet. Some of them are just all together on one cap. And my reasoning was really because this looked the most convenient for me to bottle out of, because I can hook a hose up to it, because a lot of them, the regulator and tap are kind of all one thing, and this one is 2 separate units. And let's see, I don't know if you can see inside of there, there's a tube. It's called a dip tube. It goes all the way down to the bottom of the tank. That would be your outlet. And this other side, there's nothing in there, and that would be your in, because the gas just needs to go on the top of it to work its way in there. It doesn't have to go through the bottom. So let me get this all siphoned out and set up, and then I'll bring you right back. Okay, so the carbonation part starts, and it's as simple as, see, it says in, plugging that in, making sure that's on there right, and we turn this. There's an off and an on, so this is how you turn it on to let the CO2 out. And see, there is not enough in that tube left to do any good. So we're going to close the regulator. We're going to take the tube, that little cartridge off. And let me go get another cartridge. Okay, we got the cartridge back in. Now we are going to turn that on until we get up to 30 pounds. Which we are going to need one more. We're just at 25. That's the drawbacks to having a big bigger tank. You can get gallons, half gallons, whatever. And when I have the paintball gun tank hooked up, it won't be nearly as bad to do that. There'll be lots of gas in there to take care of this, because I'm just doing a gallon, so we got a lot of volume to fill up with CO2. Okay, let's finish up getting up to where we want pressure wise. Just a touch more, and okay, we're at 30. So now we can shut this off, and you can shake it around every once in a while. Pick it up, shake it around, do whatever you want, and let all that carbon dioxide infuse with the liquid, and that's a forced carbonation. And let's see, so that's it for now, and I will finish this video up in 2 days once we have it all carbonated, and then we will bottle it from there. Okay, it's now been 2 days. I started this little project on Monday. This is, in the meantime, I got all the stuff together to make this, to use this. This is a CO2 paintball tank. You can buy them off Amazon. I think they were 20 bucks. They could have been 29. I can't remember. They come empty, and you can take them to, I don't know if a welding shop will necessarily fill them, but sometimes people that do soda streams will fill them. Paintball shops will definitely fill them. You could check with your welding shop. If you have nothing else in your area, they might do it for you. Your buddy with a welding shop that needs CO2 in his welding process, you could use that. You just have to buy the adapters and stuff. So this is just a regulator, kind of like this. A little bit different. I think this one's a little nicer. This knob feels like it turns better, and it has a little more heft to it. But don't quote me on that. I'm not for sure. And it goes up to a higher PSI rating. This one goes up to 30, and this one goes up to 50, I think. Let me put my glasses on so I can read something. One of these days, I am going to start a video and put my glasses on ahead of time. Funny story. A couple years ago, I was telling my girlfriend that all the lights seem to be getting dimmer all the time. Maybe we need to get brighter light bulbs or something. She was like, huh? And then she's like, oh, you know what? You need glasses. I was like, oh. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, it goes up to 60 pounds. So way more than what we need. We only need 30 pounds. But let me set this aside for now. See, as you can see, that was nothing. This will just hook onto here, and you could just let it carbonate and do as you please. It cost me $6 to get this filled, and about 30 bucks for a pack of 20 of those, I think, 24. I can't remember. I should look that stuff up. So this is a lot cheaper to do it this way. You might check if you have a paintball place in your area. Some of them sell tanks, and they give you a really cheap refill. So you might be better off to buy them from the store itself, even though the tank might cost you a little more in the beginning than it would to get off Amazon. Your refills might be just a couple dollars per bottle, and that would definitely be worth doing. But by doing this, we're going from 50, 80 cents to carbonate a tank full and bottle it to about 3 cents to. So you can see it's way more efficient if you're going to do this very much. And I just got all this stuff off Amazon. It's a hose. Red hose is for gas. I don't know if it's any thicker. I didn't take this one apart to look at it. It definitely costs more. This was like $12 for two, and this was $14 for one. But I don't know. I don't know enough about it to question it and just say go ahead and get the clear one. It'll work fine. So I stuck with what is supposed to be there, and there it is. If you know any more about it, let me know in the comments, or just if you plan on doing this, do it yourself the way you want. Throw caution to the wind. It was worth $2 to me to have peace of mind. Okay, so I have my bottles. They're all clean. Everything's been sanitized. Let's see, I have my little bottle filler. So we are going to put that in there, and then that would go just like that. And then we can fill it up, and we won't be losing all of our gas while we're bottling. And as you can see, I cut an angle on that so I don't have to worry about going down into the bottom of the bottle. Let's see, get that nice and tight at the bottom of the bottle. So I don't have to worry about hitting the bottom of the bottle and impeding the flow of the cider or mead, whichever I may be doing at the time. And let's see, we are on a pretty high, let's see, now I took my glasses off, I can't read nothing. I think we're at like 27 psi, so let's take it down. We need about 3. Let's see, let's go ahead and shut this all the way off. We don't need it on at all for now. So we're just gonna put the low pressure release valve on top. It's got a little key ring thing to pull it. And there's the gauge. There's about 4. Okay, now I want to taste a little. So let's put some in the glass and see if we got enough carbonation after sitting for 2 days. And every once in a while I'd pick it up and shake it around. So let me do this. Everything's hard to do one-handed. There, we got it. A lot of pressure. Okay, as you can see, we got a great big old head, but some of that's just the way I'm running it, and it's dissipating fairly quickly. So that's good. That means we got carbonation in there, which is what I wanted. There, now it's settling down pretty quickly. You can see all the carbonation inside the glass. Now let's taste it. That tastes really good. That's it. This is the best cider I've made to date. Really liking that. And I'm really liking this because now I can bottle things. I don't have to wait for bottle carbonation and go through all the pasteurization. All I got to do is put it in the bottle and go straight to the fridge. It's not it's actually not overly carbonated. I think actually another day in the keg might have done it some good, but I already got stuff in the hose and I started it. So for this one, I'm just gonna keep doing it and finish on with the bottling, and the next one I think I'll wait 3 days instead of 2. So let me sit you down and I'll come back here in a minute once we start bottling. Okay, here we go. Now this is my maiden voyage. So let's give it a whirl and see how it works. Okay, I didn't open it up as far as it could go. And as we can see, it seems to, oops, shit. So, looks like you do gotta kind of hold that on. And it builds up pressure in there. more pressure than what I got in the tank, huh? Okay, I'm just kind of slowly letting the pressure go from the bottle, so the bottle has just enough pressure to fill. And see, that's making it fill up nice and evenly without getting a lot of fizz and air and stuff in there. And it seems to be working pretty good. No complaints at all so far. And you can actually stop the flow when you stick the cork in all the way. Okay, we're just about to the top. Okay, now I'm going to stop the flow. Okay, kind of got some of that, but I bumped the button and you missed everything. I had a catastrophe. I knocked the bottle over, taking the bottling wand out. I guess that's what we'll call it, right? And spilt half of it and cussed a little. Okay, so here we go. Oh shit, that scares me every time that does that. Let's see, I should have been holding that. No, I got a bunch of foam in there. Probably not the greatest thing to happen. So it's definitely going to take some fooling around with this. Kind of squeeze the side of the cork and that lets some of the pressure out, which is probably good. I'm sure that's carbon dioxide that we're purging this with, so that helps the finished product. Let's see, and I have about 4 pounds of pressure on here. So I'm just kind of slowly squeezing the sides of the cork. I don't know if you can hear that coming out. Now you can see it filling up in there. And we are all the way full. Now we're going to stop it by pushing the cork in. That helps. Turn the tap off. Pull the bottling wand out without tipping the thing over. Go in the next one. Then we put the top on, and we're going to tip it up like this and come back. See that makes a little pressure. That helps purge the bottle. Now we have 2 done, and I'll come back when we got them all done. Okay, we got our 6-pack of 16-ounce bottles all bottled up. And I am just really liking this. If you want carbonated cider or mead and you can afford to do this, I spent about $200 actually on the whole setup. But if you didn't go with getting 2 regulators, if you got the one that is made for the paintball cartridge or paintball tank, it comes with its own adapter. You can buy an adapter and just put that tank on here, and that's about $10. But then you have to get this thing here with a hose barb on it, so you could put it over here with your hose to get it. So if you wanted to get away with like $150, you really could. But I do like having this one because if I want to take this over to a friend's house for a barbecue or something, I could just throw this in the fridge and then put it in a bucket full of ice or something the next day, just like a little keg, and put this tap on there and do something to kind of secure it so it wouldn't like hurt it. Maybe if you put this on the inside, it would work better. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So about $150. minimum for this setup. They do have some that are a little bit cheaper, but they come like this and this. Actually, it just has a tap on it. It doesn't have the picnic tap. And it's all one unit that goes right in the middle. So that, to me, wasn't... Which is very nice if you just want to use it for the keg, but for what I want it for, it didn't have any versatility. It's kind of, you get what you get out of that. This way I can put whatever I want on here. I could put a tap on here if I wanted. I can keep going with the hose and picnic tap. I'm a little more versatile this way. And let's see, I got, out of a gallon, you get about a 6-pack of 16-ounce bottles with a little left over to drink. And let's see, when I clean it, I just, well, you know what, let's purge it, and I'll show you inside. I've already got this turned off, yeah, double checking. So we'll let all the air out, or CO2 out. You pull this thing like so, you turn it sideways, and then that comes right out. And as you can see, it's pretty empty. There's not much left in there. That pickup tube that goes to the bottom just goes right to the edge of the bottom. It does a good job cleaning it up. And I'll let it actually, by letting it set a couple days with the air on it, it forced some more of it made the cider a little bit clearer. And this cider was never clear to start with. It's still not, but that helped it a little bit too. But I'll fill this up with hot water and put some Star Sands in there. And then I'll run Star Sands through the whole system. And then take it off and let it dry and put it away. And use it the next time. So I'm just really, really happy with this thing. It makes carbonating stuff so much easier and consistent. And like I said, it looks like to me I'm going to put 30 pounds of pressure on it and let it wait for 3 days, and I think that's going to give me the ideal carbonation for what I want, which would be a medium carbonation, not like real heavy like a soda or a beer, but also so it's not flat just as soon as you drink it as well. Sometimes I bottle carbonated stuff, and at 5 minutes after I poured it into the glass, it's flat. So I wanted to maintain the sparkly, fizzy throughout my whole drink. Anyway, that's the neat little keg that I got and how I force carbonate stuff. And we will definitely do it again with a meat or something. And please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Lots of love. Bye.